Enrechi Emra eye America for ni Israel for esha asese omune Iran for kuntokwano. Meba hase beka nsem trem. Na mamoti asese yanhweni ya fango bo bekosro. And the reason is very simple. Yeshe Iran for now. They have been strategically placed in the position where they control about 20% of Ewiase fango nina. Now, in the sense, ye wakwan bia ye friend the Straits of Hormuz. Now, ye kwan bia eda Iran. Inti Ewiase fango nina no 20%. Se beba ba be drew Ghana for yen ye horny other people Ewiase nina wa. E fasa Strait of Hormuz no eho. Na emra America for ni eye Israel for esha ze somu Iran for kuno. Ena Iran for ka se Strait of Hormuz no. Ya blocking no. Ya tum ye mo bi amfim. And clearly, so what say economy in sense what that clearly means is that fuel prices are going to go up. Na anche ena yehu se COPEC womo ye nkrofo womo check womo ye Ghana for na so womo check fuel prices internationally. Me hu ni se nde womo aba ma warning womo ka tre Ghana for say indeed fuel prices ebe kosro because of a year ntokwana ekoso no Russia America any Iran ntokwa no. But obi biara no wo tie me no, I told you that this was going to happen, so you just need to brace yourself. But you see, this also raises a question as a country. It raises a question as Ghanaians, and it raises a question, say, we need to start prioritizing creating reserves in this country. Listen, sa broadcast we are me and our editorial we are me, it will make you know the clear difference between MPP and NDC. Ebema we who say ye mu bi no NDC na ya adwen say ye join no. Enye say bia politics keke. Enye say bia ye free voter region keke. But ye because of certain beliefs are NDC for a belief. How those beliefs are aligned. Me personally me who say eya depa. Intiana sometimes. And I Intiana personally no me support the NDC. Me because story name. And that your first time or have subscribe and click the notification bell on so. We yan say latest news be about onsa ebeka. And answer na me cause story ne so no. Obi biara wutie me bia wefu eson. A opese wefu eba for men 10 no. Book ne o screen so no me recommend ya ma. Book we betre onyama miensa. Udi super pepe. Me ma 1 month pe. Obo nsenya wefu beba form. Me a menem o kase emre bi bae na mini. Ohwe senya na mefu aya na enya asem ketwa. And the same person I'm in kasa no me amini me phone and you are seeing the clear difference. Now I look very healthy. In fact, now I am very strong. Men can dadamo. And then me to me a jogging 1 hour straight. And one day wo e trese enyama na first mean to me nyenende me to me yema ne bro so a one day ta o de pe book ni bi na to. Ati ase o ye Ghana ni na wa brochure now pe book no ne hard copy no an say wako Amazon. Now I search the title of the book. Your action plan for weight loss. You are going to get the book. Or search for the title. Now, oh, yeah, Ghana, ni now Ghana had ya. Number ne will screen is no. Free 055-807-4986. Free and I was happy. What you see on Sabeka. There is also a link in the comment box. So click here on Sabekan book no. Over to me download your phone. So now young ones you see, no kwai ni nyame nimni. I think say this has always had unim say it shouldn't make any sense. And I know say MPP for the bad politics and they are right to do so because they're propaganda. They are right to use it. But yesterday I was listening to an audiobook. Audiobook the title From Problems to Solutions. Obi biara wotie me no, you can find that book and buy. Book the title From Problems to Solution. How to think through every problem to find a solution. It's a good book. Na book na dia wo kan say problem bi a wo be face bia no me nhu ne say eyade bi a eba be say wabrabo. Problem bi a wo be face bia no hu ne say it is an opportunity for you to learn and for you to adjust certain things in your life. Once you start thinking around problems like that, you are going to find solutions to your problems. Just that simple thing a book ne kan ye, it made a lot of sense to me. When him say Ghana has say, yempenyimfo ni bi, especially NDC, yempenyimfo ni bi a wamba be di president ewo krom ha no, they have always thought about things like this. But the problem is that MPP for beba, omo ba, because omo ideas, any omo ideology, and what they believe in, it is not aligned with NDC. In Yamaninti no, omo ba no mo ba bebosa Yamanegu, and it is not only with NDC. We saw it with Kwame Nkrumah. As a man American, it shouldn't make any sense to any Ghanaian say America and Iran enyantokwa ebe affect Ghana yenye petrol bo. It should not make any sense. It should not make any sense. Unimnentia. So what dream who dia? It shouldn't make any sense. But the reason why today that is the case is because we are not self-reliant. And aside not being self-reliant, we have not thought to make ourselves self-reliant. How do we make ourselves reliant? Yes, see, let me give a perfect example. And okay, a perfect example is say, wa wutie me unku a wosra. Na nku na wosra no. Wonu unim wo wutrim se ebia one day nku we a mesra no ebe shorty. Ebre bi beba ebia nku no minya. Enu hunti instead of say wuto nku baako no, uto beye 10 and auto 100 eto ho. Se embra ebeye se ebe shorty no, it's going to save you. Inti time a wonso de no use no, nku no besanso aba na wasanso ato ho. Se wo use nku no, na se nku no ekokosan. Say other people were complaining, say inkuna, you don't complain. Why? Because at that point you are self-reliant. How did you become self-reliant? You thought through the future. And I will tour inkune de 200 I will save you. Meboa. Makes sense. Oya Ghana has say ya won. Omo adwen sa adwen ni na NDC aban. Because J.J. Rawlings in 1993 and was set up Adibia FN Bust. Na sa boss no. Now one of the mandates and they say obe reserve fango ama Ghana mining ni na. It's a boss no ebe sisi storage facilities all over the country. Now a reserve fango. Inti embra ebia bibi AC and that is any America for ni Iran for kwa Iran for akwa blockade the Strait of Hormuz. A fango bo be ye den no. Sa time na Ghana for fango na ya reserve no ye rely on and also inti ye ma fango bo enye den enkosro e ma Ghana for because embra na fango ne bo enye den no ye to ye na ye keep ye NDC for ohwe throughout this country sa nyama nini na ye NDC aban na e de sa adwen me ba. But you see, even the NDC, they've not been talking about it enough. They've not been sensitizing Ghanaians on it enough. Me ana metena say and I realizing na me hu say yes bibi the boss when they see ya NDC boss no adwen ben eno mo di see ye say ye the reserve fango na say company ya chi omo penyi ye friend say National Buffer Stock Company. And also what was the idea? See yanto enuane nto ho se da eduane bo be ye diane be short no na ye release am Ghana for and also one mo na this idea ne bae e ye NDC for. Look at His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. consolidated funds ne saa nyama nyinaa wɔde to hɔ sɛ okay yɛmpɛ sika bi ne yɛmfa nto hɔ daakye bi ɔman ne ho kɔkɔtre na ne adi ani akɔbɔ saa sika ne so a MPP foɔ baeɛ a ɔmode saa sika ne nyinaa kɔkɔsi awawa hwan mu na ɛde adwene ne baeɛ NDC. So look through this country and the Ghana Accelerated National Reserves Accumulation Policy. Yɛpɛ sɛ yes store gold reserves to the point where even for 15 months Ghana ewiase ntɔkwa na bibi si ne yenye sika for 15 months ebetumi a rely kra na and then hwan mo na de saa adwen na ba NDC. Enti wo hwɛ ɔman wei mu a ɔmo a wɔmo adwen saa de no pa yɛdwen Ghana daakye ho yɛndwen Ghana daakye ho NDC. But MPP for ba ɔmo de no yɛ ende. And for me that is the difference in ideas between MPP and NDC. Enti wo yɛ obi a wo de ne sɛ me pese me di bibia ende a wo no obe support MPP. Wo yɛ obi a wo de ne sɛ daabi me nya sɛ me di a ma me ndi ende de but ma me ndi ni na me mfa ebi nto hɔ for daakye echirimba so that ye ho nkonkɔtre en daakye, and that is the NDC. Me yɛ obi a sɛ wo steady me na wo hwɛ nsɛm a meka na wo sɛ wo pɛ sɛ wo draw line out to me hu ne sɛ saa na me mete me pɛ sɛ me di bibia ende me di bi to hɔ for daakye echirimba. And that is why personally I like the NDC than the MPP. I prefer the NDC than the MPP. Because Ghana has say omo mu bu oman na wo mo dwen se nya me dwen wa brabo mu the NDC. And NDC reason why I wo set it a bust. And they say yehu eson fa so. And the fuel price e ba be kosro. Inti na kemra MPP for bae. Ye de sa ideas no. And anke ye de expand bust. Yeah, they expanded storage facilities. Eka say, listen, we have fuel. Ebe cover for maybe 3 weeks. But yeah, expanding no. To say what Atoforsen is doing today, our person or expanded import cover from 5 months to 15 months no. Maybe ye bibisa, yeah, expanding no. Because baby or mine drew no. Mama Obiati as I say. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, the way he is thinking right now, he's the next Kwame Nkrumah. And that was how Kwame Nkrumah was thinking. I think, say, a drum maybe, Papa, no, he needs our support. The drum maybe I was say Ghana for your chas, and yes, see you moving in that line. The problem, in Tokwawe, Edebebano, it's supposed to teach us something. And we are supposed to have a national policy. We need to start expanding so that should be able to me say, well, Ghana, you will fango, there were storage facilities to the point where you able to me keep fango because we know the fango you use. It is able to me keep fango last year for 1 year. It is America for any Iran for kontokwa Ghana the name say at least for 1 year no. Your fango na ya store no. You be release into price no enkosro. That can even help a buying. Say world market price of fuel ekosro krana a buying be to me make sure say ne mine de on ma fuel enkosro. Why? Because we have about a year of storage you bet to me and they are sustaining your home. And no, we are self-reliant. And your fango pe send ya make and send ya to force an oil for gold no. And your fango pe you bet to me yes idea no for edianimpo. So this country will never experience shortage. And last month, last 2 months, last 3 months, a brodier season. Brodier bu. Just last week, Mami ametato brodier ne ho. Me call ne ho no, or try me say brodier no ne bo no. Baba be yeden di enti a ne season no baba be ko. Brodier bo ba sanso be yeden. We can start thinking into, listen, there are brilliant people in this country. We can start thinking and financing people into getting or creating or researching into ways we can store Sa excess brodier we ni na. Inti time a aba na brodier boye ding. Ana sorry brodier ne boye mre ne boaba form na brodier no pro essay no. Na ki ye store ni ye save ni ye store. I saw a video on TikTok. Lady bi or say ne mame ran a restaurant. Na time a brodier boye ding no. Na ne mame ato bro sorry time a brodier ne bo form no. Na ne mame ato brodier bebre. Na wa store ne mame was star bia wo de store brodier no. Na wa store brodier no. Na season ne bana brodier boy de na nkrofo pe ebia brodier na akoko no munya. Obon say ne mame ahia sese will release on the restaurant. So nti obon say community ni na no bia pe kokko a ne boy de na so ne mame ne de no. Okay. Ne mame de bia wo kokko because emra na ne boy de no. Ne boy emre no ototo ho. And as I mentioned, we can start thinking into things like this. We can start thinking into Nyamabise. How do we do research into how we can store our foods? At least for a year, krana. Embrebi bano maino, inyama boye de anankrofo sun, yesi entokwenti no, ebia ye nyamo, entokwenti, ye nyewe ya, bibiesi, natural disaster biesi, ameja ne boye de, ye nimse we are self-reliant. That is the and then the idea, a main difference between obia, abraboko yemano, any obia, ne hotrino. Osho omo abraboko yemo omo a omo yesa nkrofo na wadwen ahwedachi mu ama we create some emergency bi to bi wo ho okoware aware na wo okoware onim se okoware wie na ejuma se ya ne tiate na so still akwa akoware bunso ware ya the next 2 months na ejuma ba be se na afi one ne yere omo ho ahwero mo obi wo ho ansa na obeware no was set up emergencies. Say 2 years na ejuma say for 2 years krana obetumi ene ne yere ahwe mo ho okay. To ko ware na ejuma ne kokko say within 5 years no you okay because was set a plan at all. That is the difference between omo a abrabo koye mo omo eni omo a eya na abrabo no. And as a country, I think say we can learn from all those things. And then America nini Iran kokon. Na so Ghana yefu wo na eba bekosro. Eni yema yen won ni. Die ntia. Because we are not one. Aban biba no ye na adwe said this is my mindset. We na mepesi ye ya. Aban foforo ba wo say da bi mo de ye mpesi ye be ye mo de no aye different thing. Aban foforo ne ba no say okay me de no yen koto aso a say obe start afresh na aye cost 90. NDC for gun rapia wo mo be ya wo bi enim se bebo ano me hu ne se MPP fo ahya se kasa wo ho ade we be ma de galamse akosoro ebe ma galamse akosoro ebe ma galamse na me se wa ahwe wa ahwe. There is a problem. Inti, yes, I expect the MPP to use this matter for propaganda. Because entokwa akoso ewo Iran, di enta na wo say ma ye fu ekosoro. And the reason is that we've not been able to plan ahead. And unti na ebe ma ye ho atre yen no. Won try mo adwo comment box ni mo, me da say.